The longest government shutdown in U.S. history came to an end last week.
And today we'll take a look at the wide-ranging impacts of that shutdown on our community. This is an ISD Weekly Special Report.
Last week, Congress passed a new government funding bill to end a 43-day shutdown. A compromise was reached when several members of the Democrat Party agreed to join Republicans in approving a bill to fund the government until January 30th, in return for a vote on health care subsidies by mid-December.
That was at the center of the shutdown. Tax credits for the Affordable Care Act needed a vote to be renewed. Without the subsidies, healthcare prices on the open marketplace have already begun to skyrocket.
During the shutdown, many federal programs were impacted or completely shut down. SNAP benefits went unfunded starting in November. Air traffic controllers missed paychecks. Many federal workers were furloughed. Today, we're going to take a closer look on how people in our community were affected by this historic shutdown.
I know it's affecting students around us. Obviously, with the demographics and things, I think it's very evident that even just when I'm out in the stores, I can see that I live in Independence, so I know that there are families that are being heavily affected by that. And so obviously that's going to impact our students. I haven't had as many personal experiences with the students, but I do know that with our FSLs, they're reaching out to families more and more. So yeah, it's been not a great impact.
We're beginning to have families call in for different type of supportive services, looking for holiday baskets. They're looking for coats and things of that nature to assist them, especially because they don't have any SNAP benefits coming in the month of November.
Well, I run the food pantry here at Community Services League, and I have seen our numbers almost quadruple for each pantry that we run, as well as our shelves going bare and us, pleading to the public for assistance, whether it be for food on the shelves or financial aid for some of these families who are seeking rent that are coming in our door. Also, loss of jobs, so we have the work life. It's just been a well-rounded need in general.
After noticing all of the effects in our district, it's become obvious that this isn't a problem solved simply by the government reopening.
I believe it will have a huge effect for the next coming months. I think that a lot of families will go into a lot of transition with not having the benefit and then trying to catch up. So I believe it's going to have a huge effect on them catching up and staying stable.
Even though the effects of the situation are difficult, staff and faculty are hard at work for the families of their students.
So as students come and with their needs, depending on if it's like financial needs or food or educational needs, we have like different people that we go to. And so counselors, we kind of act as like the middlemen, and we know what people can get them, the things that they need. And so we kind of connect them to the people that they can get those things from, whether it be school supplies or different things. We have those things, or food and free and reduced lunch kind of applications.
As far as our schools go, our family school liaison are providing support for families with collaboration with our community support agencies, Community Service League, as well as our school. Our students are doing our clothing drive and our food holiday drive.
In the wake of some of the issues created by the shutdown, the Independence community kicked into gear. Schools hosted food drives and local food pantries emptied their stock. Lucy Bingham joins us now with more on how people have stepped up to help.
Many organizations are doing the absolute most to help provide for those in need.
We're hoping to help people in need and just getting to have people have the same experience as everybody else.
Just give people meals to eat, something to be able to put into their bellies to keep them full.
We have expanded our pantry from 60 slots to over 80, but we still have what we consider no barriers to food. So if the families come, we make sure they get fed.
However, through these tough times, many of these organizations are in desperate need of donations and help from the community.
Our biggest need and support right now with the holiday season upon us, let alone isn't the food on their tables, but the gifts for kids, because we also run the Christmas store for CSL, so that allows the parents to come and shop for presents for their kids. So we are in high need of both of those things just to try to give everybody a happy holiday experience.
Many federally funded operations were either forced to cut back or even temporarily closed during the shutdown. One of those federal initiatives was the Head Start program. In early November, the National Head Start Association warned that if the government shutdown dragged on much longer, some of their programs would be forced to close. However, when we talked with the ISD school's Director of Early Education, Fong Wen, he believed our programs locally were not in any danger.
Yeah. So right now we're just business as usual. So we are under the Mid-America Regional Council grantee, which is a November 1 grant year. So right now we do not have our notice of award for this current grant year. How it works is that the grant itself is approved by both the president, the Congress, and the Senate. So because of the shutdown, there's been no federal grants awarded at this time. That is on a new grant year. So how it works in our case is that Mark is the grantee that runs funding for 17 different programs around the Kansas City regional area, I guess. So right now, they're the ones who give us the reimbursement after we have operated. And so right now, we're just waiting for them to get the letter of awards. And once that goes through, we are just going to be able to operate back as normal again. So
one of the more prevalent stories during the shutdown was the state of air travel. Airports were thrown into chaos as flight capacity was shrunk, and many travelers found their flights delayed or even canceled. With the Thanksgiving holidays on the horizon, it was a major concern. Locally, the Kansas City airport said that their day-to-day operations were unaffected by the shutdown, but they did encourage people to arrive earlier than usual.
While the government shutdown was causing chaos nationally, the big story locally was an election that would decide the future of the independent school's 4-day week.
Several years ago, the ISD transitioned to a 4-day school week as a way to help teachers' retention and improve students' performance and attendance.
However, new legislation in Missouri meant that the city would be allowed to vote on whether or not they wanted to keep the 4-day school week. And by a 61-39 margin, the voters approved the ISD continuing their shortened schedule.
Students and staff around the district couldn't be more excited. Many teachers and staff were overjoyed by the continuance of the 4-day school week. Here's what some of them had to say about it.
So one of the reasons why I'm in favor, I feel like I get to be a better teacher in the sense that it forces me to be a little bit more precise and intentional about what I'm doing on a daily basis.
Yes, I am in favor for the 4-day school week. I think it provides the professional side, the social workers and the teachers, a break sometimes, and as well as the pay that we are able to allot for the families and in our community. I think it has been a benefit with our attendance within the school, and it is it's brought our community together.
I started out teaching here in the district when the first year of the 4-day school week started out, so I'm not too sure how a 5-day week actually feels as a sole teacher, but I think 4-day really is beneficial for kiddos and staff. I think that our extracurriculars, some of our programs outside of things, not just like fine arts, not just sports, not just the academic clubs and everything, I think they don't get the same benefits that other districts do, just being able to meet when students are actually in school on a Monday.
100% for. Always been for. When it first came out, I was a little hesitant. I'm like, is this too good to be true? Is this really going to work? And I was a teacher at the time. And after 2 years of teaching with the 4-day school week, I really saw the benefits with my kids, my own self. Like, they were rested, attendance was improving, academics improved even more so than previous years. You could tell the behaviors were also improving in the classroom. And so as a teacher, I felt like I saw growth. And then even as a counselor, I see growth with students from what people have said from previous years before.
I think that it's impacted it in a positive way for mental health for students. I think that extra day really helps them out and lets them regulate and get on top of their things.
Many students were also excited to hear about the continuance of the 4-day school week. Here's what some of them had to say about it.
I think students end up getting more sleep. They end up having more free time, more time to work, but we do have less time to do schoolwork, so it can impact grades negatively.
I think that students' mental health gets impacted a lot because it's always good to have that break day. And then even when they didn't have it, yeah, they had release Wednesdays, but it was only 20 minutes earlier. So I think it helps with mental health a lot.
From what I know of, I feel like more people would come to school because I think that everyone really doesn't like Mondays. I mean, who likes to be at school on a Monday?
Thanks for joining us on the ISD Weekly Special Report.
We'll see you after Thanksgiving break with more news from around the district.